On the 17th of September, the BBC broadcast an episode of Panorama called Inside Number 10, Deal or No Deal, but instead of being a hard-hitting documentary on Theresa May, this was nothing short of a political broadcast for the Conservative Party. And as people are pointing out, this leads to serious questions about our supposedly neutral and impartial public service broadcaster. Enter Nick Robinson. Nick Robinson fronted the program. As people highlighted, Robinson was the perfect choice for a May PR extravaganza. How lucky is Theresa May? On pic.twitter.com/xht1yj7rjg, the Pilius, at the Pilius, September 17, 2018, writing in the Times, Robinson admits the purpose of May's team allowing the documentary was for good PR amid the Brexit negotiations and party infighting. That is the reason I and a team from BBC One's Panorama were invited, Inside Number 10, to make a film which they hope will pull back the curtain just a little on the serious, shy, and, at times, awkward leader they serve. It didn't disappoint. While Robinson claims that his past affiliation with the Conservative Party doesn't affect his work with the BBC, the program would not have disappointed the Downing Street marketing team. It's off focus, with a deliberate slight blurring or lack of definition. Simpering and obsequious. Given an easy ride, it's Tory Love Island on BBC One at 8:30 p.m. tonight. As deep as a sheet of graphene. Peter Smith, at RedPeter99, September 17, 2018. A party political broadcast. Many people suggested that the program was just a party political broadcast. Dear at BBC Panorama, why are you dressing up a Tory party political broadcast as a serious interview? Is the BBC scared of losing its funding? Chris Shaw, September 17, 2018. Last week I praised BBC Panorama for the Academy's docu. I said it was BBC at its best, seeking truth about corruption. Last night on Panorama they reverted back to PR department for Conservative Party. Paul Dunn, at Voting Red, September 18, 2018. Other people also wondered what had happened to Panorama's hard-hitting investigations. I always thought, fuck me, was I wrong? A demonstration of world-class or slacking. This kind of biased television will get the BBC done away with. Tom Robbins, at My Wife is Joni, September 17, 2018. Impartial public broadcaster or state propaganda machine? The program led people to question the purpose of the BBC. This an utter insult to millions of BBC viewers. Hicham Yeza, at Hicham Yeza, September 17, 2018. BBC demonstrating once more that they are the masters of media manipulation, a masterclass in state propaganda. Impartial critical journalism died at the BBC. A lost world of intelligent and objective journalism. Andy Peacock, at Andy Peacock 999, September 15, 2018. Compare and contrast. Given the BBC's supposed neutrality, people had a question for the broadcaster. Yo, at BBC, when is your Panorama special taking place with Jeremy at Jeremy Corbyn? Will it be a Labour supporter interviewing him, so as to keep things fair? Would you say that you are politically unbiased as a media organisation funded by the taxpayer? Francis Hall, at Francis Hall, September 18, 2018. To recognise the BBC's pledge to impartiality, can we now expect a at Popular Front, September 17, 2018. Although others already had the answer, Tory BBC editorial department: we're running a story on Corbyn for weeks about being a commie spy. Get the graphics department to mock up a pic of him in Russian red against Kremlin backdrop and wearing a commie hat. And ask them to get a soft focus filter ready for Theresa May. The BBC are determined to keep the Tories in power. Vote Labour to save the NHS, at Corbyn Hope, September 17, 2018. We need to talk about the BBC. The BBC is funded by the taxpayer through the licence fee. In return, it's supposed to provide impartial and unbiased coverage. Robinson writes that I, along with many other broadcasters, have been asking for an interview with the Prime Minister for many months. She has proved remarkably reluctant to give one. But if the PM is reluctant to engage with interviewers, the answer is not to give in to her every women demand. This was essentially a sycophantic puff piece on a PM who is making a mess of the Brexit negotiations with potentially disastrous consequences. And that's without mentioning the misery her government is causing through universal credit, child poverty, record numbers of homeless people and cuts to essential services. We need to have a serious conversation about the BBC. Because that Panorama only served as grease for the wheels of the May PR machine. And we should all expect and demand better from our public service broadcaster. Get involved, support the Canary if you appreciate the work we do. Featured image via screen grab.